Do you guys remember that scene from Mulan, the good one, where she has to scale a wooden pole while metal weights drag her down? The recent Taiwanese film Incantation reminds me of that. Check this out. It's a horror movie, a genre that I love but is mostly garbage. It's a Netflix original, which, see above, and it's found footage. Jesus. Finding quality there is as rare as a pro-Amber Heard tweet with public comments enabled. But to my shock, Incantation is really good. So quickly today, I want to talk about the 3 main reasons why. With any found footage, the most vital aspect is immersion. The days where Blair Witch tricked people into thinking there was a snuff film in theaters are long gone. We know this isn't real, but if the acting and atmosphere set the mood, if the plot unfolds the right way, we can become invested. Incantation nails the immersion not only through its setups and payoffs and its relatively realistic premise, but through interactivity. The smartest decision this movie makes, in my opinion, is being this interactive at the start. The movie opens with a couple of visual games, and not only is this immediately engaging for the audience, but it fits in with the themes of premonition and spirituality. The film also uses black and white contrast during these scenes, particularly toward the end when we're shown a white symbol against black, and then it cuts to white. As a result, the image from before is stamped on our eyelids. And considering this movie is basically about a paranormal infection, I think that's genius.
脑中试着将摩天轮向右转，再向左转。向左，向右，向左，向右。
Incantation mostly comes up with solid reasons for having the camera on. And just as an aside, people who are actively trying to find ghosts, is that not the biggest lose-lose scenario ever? Like, damn it, we traveled all this way and found nothing. Or, yay, we found ghosts, ah fuck. Then again, the majority of ghost hunters just lie with the shamelessness of a celebrity pushing NFTs, so whatever. Incantation is a long movie, perhaps a bit too long, but I can't think of any bad scenes. And while some could have been cut down, I love how long others are because they help put you there. When the character hears a noise at night, we witness their jump, their hesitation, and then their investigation. It's how we would act. Most of us don't immediately have a game plan for an odd event. Without too many cuts in the scene or cutting the scene too short, we're able to sink into the character's mindset. We get a sense of the setting, we have bearings, aka we're immersed. And once we're immersed in a horror film, we're at its mercy. I think the biggest problem with horror movies is that they often put all their eggs into one basket. Many try to be scary and then half-ass everything else. A whole lot of bland, boring drama and comedy. Or just people going about their day, running errands, walking through a house. If these movies don't scare you, then there's nothing else going on. So you have 2 choices. Go for 100% horror and hopefully crush it, or add some layers and put your fucking back into it. Incantation does this by serving as a drama just as well, if not better, than a horror flick. It thoroughly explores mother-daughter relationships, guilt, spirituality, and how mental health can be hindered by stress. It's not the first movie to portray a personal drama being exacerbated by a horror element. In this case, it's a mother trying to regain custody of her daughter. What the film does so well is making me care. It's easy to empathize with the mother, and the film isn't cheap with trying to gain this empathy. Events unfold realistically, and there's no one thing that saves or ruins everything. The mother-daughter relationship feels genuine. For starters, the girl is adorable, and actually acts like a child, which is a refreshing change of pace from all the insomniac ghouls trying to be Sixth Sense. When they play, it's like watching real playtime. I never thought about how found footage as a filmmaking technique can be used to portray parenting. There's something more visceral about watching it. It's like you're a fly on the wall, and it helps that Incantation does a great job portraying it. The games, the pouting, the building of trust. There's even a scene involving an interaction with an imaginary character. It's very tense, and the eventual scare is subtle and effective. And even if it wasn't, I can still enjoy the family aspect. And speaking of scares, Incantation is pretty creative with its horror imagery, most of which I can't discuss because honestly it's better not knowing ahead of time. Some of the makeup is great. It's not only unnerving and grotesque, but it looks painful. Probably the most effective scare for me personally was a quick shot early on of teeth growing deep inside someone's mouth, like a field of teeth. Just ugh. Another issue with many horror movies is that they waste opportunities. Set up, jump scare, then 10 minutes of piddling about. That doesn't happen here. There's a sequence in a village at night where a character is walking around trying to find her companions, and the fact the film lets the scene breathe is what made it so chilling. It called back to those lovely, pants-befouling moments in Resident Evil 7 where you wandered around the campgrounds waiting for something to grab you. The film also pulls back on the jump scares, which I appreciate. This isn't to say the movie is all hallways and poor electricity. The movie delves into possession, violence, and body horror, but it's that balance of the shocking and the subtle that keeps the mood tense and keeps the story from going completely off the rails. Here's the thing that may surprise you. I didn't actually find this movie to be that frightening. Some parts, sure, but it didn't give me nightmares. Yet I still recommend it highly as found footage horror because, number one, I admire how the scares were done and not done. Number two, I could easily see someone else be scared by this. And number three, I had so much else to chew on. The performances, the story, the setting, the level of emotion. This is a well-made movie that experiments with the found footage genre rather than lazily relying on it. And it's rewarding watching that play out. I want to salute it. Like, yeah, you did it, champ. Good work.
我叫李若男，6年前曾经触犯了可怕的禁忌。
You know, I just thought of something. Wreck, Lake Mungo, Ganjim Haunted Asylum, and now Incantation. 4 found footage movies, or in Lake Mungo's case, pseudo-documentaries, that are must-sees for horror and don't come from America. Maybe the USA should lay off the found footage for a while? I mean, sure, the Amateur Night segment from VHS will scare any man so bad their balls will shoot into their lower intestine. But other countries seem to be doing this genre more justice. I say let them have it. But as long as I take the Oscars as part of the bargain. That's pretty much it for my thoughts on Incantation. Did you watch it? Let me know in the comments. And if you're looking for good horror recommendations, make sure to check out my playlist of actually scary horror movies. I got 6 of those suckers now, so definitely check them out. And as always, thanks for watching.